This will be the third time that Chambersburg and Cumberland Valley has met this season. They split a pair of regular season games with each team winning on the road. The game will be streamed live at midpennbroadcasting.com, with Greg Hoover bringing you all the action, beginning with the pregame show around 12:40. That's a look at sports for a Thursday. Have a great day, everyone. I'm John Freeman reporting for WRGG Sports, brought to you by the John Allison Public House, 155 South Antrim Way in Greencastle, involved in your local community.
Greatest Hits USA.
Hey, this is Chuck Matthews on Greatest Hits USA. This weekend, right here.
Fridays at 9 p.m., Saturdays at 4 p.m., right here on 93.7 WRGG.
Greatest Hits USA. WRGG weather.
Now the weather forecast for WRGG. For today, becoming partly cloudy with a chance of scattered afternoon showers and isolated thunderstorms, high around 78. Tonight, increasing cloudiness with a chance of isolated evening showers and thunderstorms, low around 61. Friday, mostly cloudy with a chance of rain and scattered thunderstorms, high around 74. And Friday night, mostly cloudy skies with showers and scattered thunderstorms, low around 58. The weekend outlook. Saturday, mostly cloudy with showers ending in the afternoon, high around 72, low around 48. And Sunday, mostly sunny skies, high around 72. For WRGG, I'm nowcast meteorologist Jim Vaughn.
Thank you, Jim Vaughn. 56 degrees, cloudy skies, and downtown Greencastle humidity up to 98%. Record high for today, 96 degrees. That happened back in 1899. Second of 2 days, 1899 took that top record. 31 degrees in 1936, the low for today. 54 to 78, your average temperatures for this time of the year. And we are just at the cusp of that. 5:46 in the a.m. That's what time the sun did come up. It'll set tonight, 8:31 in the p.m. 14 hours and 45 minutes of daylight. Again, temperature is at 56 degrees at 93.7 WRGG and on the web at WRGG.org. Good morning, everyone. I'm Greg Hoover. Bill Gore along with me. Vernon McCauley due in at 8 o'clock. We'll do the little baton switch. Well, we do it ceremonially with a microphone, like a relay race, where Bill will get down in a position and Vern goes, go! And then Bill runs and hands him the microphone.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. It's
Two athletes in our prime.
Oh, yes, really. And it's a sight to behold.
Oh, absolutely,
It
yes.
really is. Well, Bill, I can't say that I was late today because this is when I come in on
exactly.
Thursdays.
Yeah, you were on time.
I'm on
Absolutely,
time
yes.
today, but I had a little trouble navigating because, those things in front of me that go back and forth in the car, windshield wipers.
Windshield wipers, yeah,
I didn't have to use them, and so
I know.
I had a little trouble seeing. I just wasn't used to it anymore. Oh, man.
Yesterday, not only were the windshield wipers on my car, but so was the heat.
Yeah.
On
Oh,
my way
I
to
know.
work.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I came in yesterday. When I came in yesterday, I had to turn the heat on. I was cold and dressed accordingly. I have this thing that I usually wear in the wintertime on, and so I don't know. It's supposed to get up to 78 today, and hopefully the sun will come out. As you heard John Freeman said, a doubleheader for me today. I'm headed to Shippensburg soon after I get off the air here today to do the Chambersburg girls game with Cumberland Valley, and then we'll stick around with John and do the remaining 3.5 innings of the Greencastle Antrim girls softball game, all in the same location. I called him up and said, hey, listen, can you do this for me? I don't think I had anything to do with it, but all the events were moved to Shippensburg. They have a turf field and withstands the water a little bit, a whole lot better.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Because everything's ponding now, and so we'll see how everything makes out. Win, lose, or draw, Blue Devils will play again tomorrow. Consolation game if they don't win, and the championship game if they do win. I guess they'll have the consolation game. I don't know how. They're tight now. The state tournament starts on Monday, and they're running out of time. No one's fault, just the weather's fault, and we'll see how that works out.
So you're blaming God?
No. You notice I didn't say no one's fault.
No.
No. So it is 12 minutes in front of the hour of 8 o'clock here, and I have a treat for you today, Bill.
Oh, very nice. Oh, very nice.
And now, time for another Misadventure of Mrs. Hoover.
Can I do that? Can I do that? Can I do that? Can I do that?
Now, I want to clarify one thing that's very important in life. I love my wife. You know that.
Of course,
I love
yes.
my wife. I really do. She's been under the weather a little bit. I think allergies started what ended up progressing into some sort of cold in the chest and a nasty little cough and things like that. So she bought, the normal the NyQuil stuff, and she has a 3-pack there at home of all sorts of NyQuil or whatever the case may be. So she took it over to work yesterday, and if I said to you, Bill, and I think you're going to get this answer fairly quickly, and you'll get where I'm coming from. But if I said to you, NyQuil, DayQuil, what's that symbolize to you?
Day and night.
Oh, okay.
Night and day.
All right. So she's over there chugging this stuff down.
Or as the Doors would say, day and night, night and day.
Night and day. Yes. And one of her coworkers came over and said, "What are you doing?" She goes, "I got this cough. I'm taking the medicine for." She goes, "Yeah, but you're taking NyQuil." She goes, "Yeah, that's what you take." She goes, "Well, that's for night. What, you're supposed to take DayQuil during the day." She goes, "No, that doesn't mean that. That's just the name of the company." Then she came home. She goes, "Did you know that?" "Yes, dear. I did know that NyQuil is for night and DayQuil is for day."
That's one of those things, like when my wife asked me, "Did you know?" I'm like, "Honey, everybody did, except for you."
I think apparently the world knew,
Yes.
but it just didn't work out that way. So she, bless her heart, she learned something, and her mistake, and she knew it. She knew, she said, I guess I should have figured that one out. And I said, "Well, I appreciate you telling me." She goes, that's a misadventure of Mrs. Hoover, isn't it?" I said, "Yes, it is." So, if this, how you ever see those memes? How old were you when you figured this out?
Yes.
I was this many years old today when I figured this out. NyQuil, DayQuil. It's amazing. It's right there on the package. Now, they spell a little different, night a little different.
Nye, right?
Yeah. But the day's pretty obvious. It's DAY Quill. So she thought it was the NyQuil company and the DayQuil company.
Of course,
They're two
yes,
different
yes.
companies, and they put them in the same package. I love her to death. She's sleeping. She's not listening to this now. I don't really have to worry about it too much. So let's, with that in mind, let's see. That's about it. That's all I got. That's all I got today. I'm done. No, we'll see what Vernon has in store for us. But first, let's. Let's do
Sherman,
this.
set the Wayback Machine.
I guess I could play the live version or the tape version, couldn't I?
Are we doing the
Birthday club. Oh, no.
Birthday
I'm
club,
just
the
pushing
birthday
buttons.
club. Everybody celebrates a birthday club on WRGG.
Oh, yeah!
I have the birthdays, don't I?
yeah, I left it with you. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
you
I can read it.
okay, I just. Hey, we're having a good time.
All right. 1736, Patrick Henry was born. American politician, founding father, planter, and orator, who declared to the Second Virginia Convention, "Give me liberty or give me death."
Well, originally it was give me NyQuil or give me DayQuil.
Exactly, yes. He served as the first and sixth post-colonial governor of Virginia from 1776 to 1779 and from 1784 to 1786. 1874 saw the birth of Gilbert Keith Chesterton, better known as G.K. Chesterton, English author, philosopher, theologian, literary, and art critic. Chesterton created the fictional priest detective Father Brown. His books include Orthodoxy and The Everlasting Man. C.S. Lewis called The Everlasting Man the best popular apologetic I know. Leslie Towns Hope, born this day in 1903, better known as Bob Hope, British-born American comedian, actor, and producer with a career that spanned nearly 80 years, with work in vaudeville, radio, television, film, and USO tours.
Bob Hope.
That's the one.
I wish I could do him, but he.
Oh, I know. He had a very distinctive voice.
Yeah.
He appeared in more than 70 films, including a series of 7 Road to musical comedies with longtime friend Bing Crosby. Hope hosted the Academy Awards a record 19 times. John F. Kennedy, born on this day in 1917, American politician who served as the 35th president from 1961 until his assassination in 1963. He served at the height of the Cold War and presided over the establishment of the Peace Corps and the Alliance for Progress, and the continuation of the Apollo program with the goal of landing a man on the moon before 1970. Prior to the presidency, he represented Massachusetts in both houses of Congress. Sylvia Robinson, born on this day in 1935, American singer and record producer, had 2 R&B chart toppers, as half of Mickey and Sylvia with the single Love is Strange and her solo record Pillow Talk. Robinson was the founder and CEO of the pioneering hip-hop label Sugar Hill Records. She produced 2 landmark singles, Rapper's Delight by the Sugar Hill Gang and The Message by Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. Al Unser, born on this day in 1939, American race car driver, the younger brother of fellow drivers Jerry and Bobby Unser, and the father of Al Unser Jr. He was the second of 4 men to win the Indianapolis 500 4 times, the others being A.J. Foyt, Rick Mears, and Helio Castroneves. He also won the national championship 3 times. Gary Brooker, born on this day in 1945, English singer, piano player, and the founder and lead singer of the band Procol Harum. The band is known for songs such as A Whiter Shade of Pale and A Salty Dog. Brooker also recorded 3 solo albums. Other artists he recorded with include George Harrison, Kate Bush, Eric Clapton, and the Hollies. Danny Elfman, born on this day in 1953, American film composer, singer, songwriter, and musician who came to prominence as the lead singer and primary songwriter for the band Oingo Boingo in the 1980s. The band's songs include Nothing Bad Ever Happens and Weird Science, the theme song to the film of the same name. Elfman's film scores include Beetlejuice, Midnight Run, Batman, The Nightmare Before Christmas, Men in Black, Spider-Man, Silver Linings Playbook, and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. He also composed the theme music for the television shows The Simpsons and Desperate Housewives. Annette Bening, born on this day in 1958, American actress whose films include The Grifters, The Great Outdoors, Regarding Henry, Bugsy, The American President, Open Range, Captain Marvel, Love Affair, and Mars Attacks. In 1992, she married actor Warren Beatty, with whom she has 4 children. Lisa Whelchel, born on this day in 1963, American actress, singer, songwriter, author, and life coach. She is known for her appearances as a Musketeer on the New Mickey Mouse Club and as Blair Warner on The Facts of Life.
I never got into the new Mickey Mouse Club.
Oh, I know.
Mine
yes.
was favorite from the other day
Of
was
course.
the old Mickey
Yes,
Mouse
with
Club.
Annette
Yeah.
Funicello, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
In 2012, Whelchel competed on Survivor Philippines and tied for 2nd place and was voted fan favorite. Noel Gallagher, born on this day in 1967, English musician, singer, and songwriter. He was the primary songwriter, lead guitarist, and lead vocalist of the band Oasis. The band's songs include Some Might Say, Wonderwall, and Don't Look Back in Anger. Beatles producer George Martin called him the finest songwriter of his generation. Mel B, born on this day in 1975, as Melanie Janine Brown, English singer, songwriter, television personality, and actress. Her first rose to prominence as Scary Spice of the Spice Girls. Their songs include Wanna Be and Say You'll Be There. Mel's solo recordings include I Want You Back and For Once in My Life. Among her television appearances, she served as a judge on America's Got Talent from 2013 to 2018. But Greg, I think you have the real celebrity birthdays for us.
I do, and here they are today. And this guy originally was going to be one of the Spice Girls,
Yes, of course.
and they called him Whitey Spice. Jason Kabler having a birthday today. Happy birthday to Jason. What did he say he was? 51 years old.
51,
51
yeah,
years old.
yeah.
All excited. He's going to be appearing at in the left field. So. So, excuse me, security, there's a guy out here. Hey, won't get out of my way. I'm trying to catch a fly ball. And he has a guitar with him. I don't get it. Jason Kabler will be appearing the first Saturday of Old Home Week at, I believe it is, at the place over in Hagerstown where they play baseball.
Oh, the stadium?
Hagerstown Boxcars.
Yeah,
He'll be
yeah.
appearing there in the left field stands. They have a little thing there. Anyway, Loretta Davis with a birthday today. Mary Jane Dixon celebrating. Amanda Woodring and Kathy Sherrock all having birthdays today. You see any of them, tell them happy birthday and tell them you heard about it right here on the morning show's Birthday Club. We do it each and every day before the 7, 8, and 9 o'clock news. One more time of the Birthday Club coming up in just about 1 hour from now. Vern McCauley due in at the top of the hour at 8 o'clock. Let's see here. Also, Bill, last night my wife was feeling better
Yes.
because of the NyQuil, DayQuil
Of
thing.
course, yes,
whatever
yes.
the case may be. And she wanted to go see Final Destination. She's been waiting since it came out May 19th. She has I don't know what you call it, a thing for this movie. And so we decided, I mean, I had no problem. It's not my type of movie, but it's hers. Well, not her type, but she likes this one. So we went to see it. And amazingly, Well, I'm not going to ruin it.
No spoiler alerts.
No spoiler
Who
alerts.
dies?
Yeah. I think you can probably figure it out from the end.
Yes,
But
yes.
I like this story. A bizarre incident unfolded during a screening of Final Destination Bloodlines at a cinema in Buenos Aires. As the movie neared its conclusion, a loud crash erupted in the theater. One moviegoer said, "At first we thought it was part of the film because we were so absorbed, but soon a large chunk of the ceiling fell directly on a number of people. Photos from the scene revealed significant debris scattered across the theater floor and seats." I would have thought it was part of the movie,
Of course,
as
yes.
well.
Kind of like a William Castle movie.
yeah.
He's the guy who put like the chairs that would vibrate,
Yes.
mist that would come out.
Yes,
Yeah,
things
yeah.
like that.
Yes.
So that was interesting. That did not happen to us. Now we did have one incident during the movie. It was a popcorn thing. it just fell all over the place. But besides that, it's always, you know what? There is something, even though it costs an arm and a leg, maybe 2 legs now, to go to the movies. It is always interesting when you go there.
Yes,
the
indeed.
sound and everything else that
It's
goes
an
along with it.
experience.
Yeah,
It really
is an
It's like
experience.
magic to me.
It is magic. It is magic. I don't know how they get those people so big on the screen. Nevertheless, that's what happened. Well, Bill, I know you got to go.
Yes, sir, unfortunately.
Work is calling. Vern is calling. That's not what I wanted to do. Oh, yeah.
See you tomorrow, Greg.
See you tomorrow, Bill. There we go. There we go. It is the morning show. I'm Greg Hoover. Vern McCauley coming your way. Bill Gore off to work he goes. Hi ho, hi ho, hi ho, hi ho. We'll be back with more of the morning show right after the news and weather here at 93.7 WRGG.
You're listening to The Morning Show on WRGG.
93.7 WRGG. With news and weather together. Coming up next.
Broadcasting from the Wade Lynn Studios, we are WRGG LP Greencastle.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. Many of President Trump's sweeping tariffs are being blocked by a court. The U.S. Court of International Trade ruled Wednesday that an emergency law doesn't provide Trump with the authority to impose tariffs on nearly every country. Dow futures jumped more than 500 points following the news. President Trump says he didn't chicken out on tariffs. In the Oval Office, Trump was asked about the acronym TACO, coined by the Financial Times.
Oh, isn't that nice? Chicken out. I've never heard that. You mean because I reduced China from 145% that I set down to 100 and then down to another number? And I said you have to open up your whole country.
It stands for Trump always chickens out by announcing tariffs, then soon pausing them. Trump bristled out the question, calling it nasty. He insisted the pauses in tariffs have worked to bring countries to the bargaining table. Federal Reserve officials are worrying about facing difficult trade-offs if tariffs re-aggravate inflation. More from Brian Shook.
According to minutes released from their meeting earlier this month, officials are concerned tariffs could create a difficult issue with interest rate policy. However, officials ultimately decided the best course was to keep rates steady, with the benchmark federal funds rate in a target between 4.25% to 4.5%. I'm Brian Shook.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio says the Trump administration will work to aggressively revoke visas for Chinese students. Laura Westbrook reports.
In the statement, Marco Rubio said that students affected would include those with connections to the Chinese Communist Party or studying in critical fields. Chinese students make up around a quarter of all international students in the United States, who often pay far more in tuition than their American classmates.
Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Hey, Ben, having car troubles?
My car's not running right. Me back on the road again.
I know where you can take it. Dixon Service Center, 260 North Carlisle Street in Greencastle. They're beside the Jerome King Playground. Go see Dave and Paul Dixon for all of your complete auto and light truck repairs. These guys have been doing it since 1977. They can do almost anything.
On the road again.
If your vehicle is giving you troubles, they're the ones to see. Call Dave or Paul at 717-597-2010.
I'm Ben Thomas Jr., and I approved this message.
Dixon Service Center, another fine sponsor making the programming of WRGG possible.
Emerald Everly's Plumbing and Heating can provide all your plumbing needs, from a new water softener or water heater to fixing that leaking faucet. Large to small, Everly's can do it all. Family owned and operated at the same location since 1945. Professional, residential, and commercial sales, service, and installation. Their 4 master plumbers and friendly staff do quality work at affordable prices. An appreciated supporter of community radio, WRGG, Everly's Plumbing and Heating can be called at 717-597-7933. Remember, quality service leaves no regrets. Everly's Plumbing and Heating, 9187 South Rabbit Road, Greencastle.
Franklin Hospice, a nonprofit provider of hospice care and end-of-life services, has been licensed in Pennsylvania and is now open to serve patients and their families. This organization also operates Hospice of Washington County, which has built a trusted reputation of quality caring for over 40 years. The team at Franklin Hospice consists of nurses, social workers, CNAs, chaplains, volunteers, and bereavement staff. They will work with the hospice physician and the patient's primary physician to offer a number of services, including managing the patient's pain and symptoms, assisting the patient with the emotional, psychological, and spiritual effects of dying, providing needed medications, supplies, and equipment, coaching the family and caregivers how to care for the patient, and providing bereavement care and counseling to surviving family and friends. Franklin Hospice is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year to provide support. For more information, call 717-504-3465 or visit franklinhospice.org, a nonprofit organization.
WRGG's mission statement is serving the community in support of education, the arts, and athletic excellence through quality FM radio broadcasting. Since June 14, 2016, WRGG has been proudly fulfilling that commitment to the Greencastle Antrim community and beyond. To those who have shared your financial support over the years, we say thank you. For those who have considered supporting your community radio station but have not made a contribution, we encourage you to make that fully tax-deductible donation today. You may stop by the station in person or mail a check to 113 South Carlisle Street, Greencastle, Pennsylvania 17225. Contributions may also be made by PayPal. Contributions of any amount to Good Companion Radio are greatly appreciated.
WRGG weather.
Now the weather forecast for WRGG. For today, becoming partly cloudy with a chance of scattered afternoon showers and isolated thunderstorms, high around 78. Tonight, increasing cloudiness with a chance of isolated evening showers and thunderstorms, low around 61. Friday, mostly cloudy with a chance of rain and scattered thunderstorms, high around 74. And Friday night, mostly cloudy skies with showers and scattered thunderstorms, low around 58. The weekend outlook. Saturday, mostly cloudy with showers, ending in the afternoon, high around 72, low around 48. And Sunday, mostly sunny skies, high around 72. For WRGG, I'm nowcast meteorologist Jim Vaughn.
56 degrees, cloudy skies in downtown Greencastle. Humidity up there at 98%. Record high for today, 96 degrees back in 1899. Second of 2 days for the 1899 year for having the high temperature. 31 degrees in 1936, the record low. 54 to 78, your average temperatures for today. We're not quite there. Well, we are quite there. We're right at the beginning of that. 5:46 this morning, that's when the sun came up. It will set and go to bed at 8:31 p.m. tonight. The 14 hours, 45 minutes of daylight in store for us today. Again, 56 degrees at 93.7 WRGG.
WRGG 93.7 and on the web at WRGG.org. And now here is the morning show.
Wow.
Yeah, there it is.
That could only mean one thing. Time to turn off your radio, folks. Go about your day.
It's like the bat signal.
Yeah, Vern's here. Wow.
Yes, that does mean Vern McCauley's here with me here on the morning show.
Sweating profusely.
He is sweating profusely. I'm wearing a sweatshirt.
A little close in.
He's in here without his shirt on. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Well, no,
it's
he's
not a pretty sight.
No, it isn't. I wanted to
Turn the
speak
cameras
to you.
off.
Well,
Can't be too short.
well, let me see here. I do have the cameras on.
Oh, you don't have to have a camera.
Well, it's too late now.
Yeah.
And you don't show
Too late,
up.
baby. Yeah, it's too late.
Too
you know,
late,
we really did try to make
baby,
it.
Now it's too late. Who sang that? Carole King. Is that I remember?
I think so.
Yeah.
Carole King. Tapestry. Was that on the Tapestry?
I think it was. Yeah.
Okay.
I can't find you, Vernon. That's okay then, all right? You're all right.
Hey, you know, last week I said I had nothing prepared.
Yeah,
And then I spent some time on Facebook, and I had too much to talk about. Did you think about the album question since last week?
What was the album question? I
What
forget.
was your first album you bought?
Oh, yeah. I did, but I could not remember which one. It might have been a Beatles. It might have been I really do think, Vernon, it was one of those 99-cent club.
Right.
But they were the real albums. You know,
Yeah.
in other
Oh, yeah,
words,
yeah.
Yeah, I think I got 9 or 10 of them
They
at
were
the
the
same
real
time.
albums, not always original artists.
Well, I did get one of those at one time in life. I was fooled. I didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I have a couple, and I think they all are original artists.
Yes. So what was your first
You know,
album?
sadly enough, well, I don't remember, and I forgot to check, but it's got a pretty girl on the cover.
It's
which
pretty
I
girl.
suspect it's why I bought it, and it was cheap.
Yeah.
But I can remember in the yard in between my apartment building and the church that I went to, praise God, we used to use albums as frisbees.
Oh, okay.
Pool.
It was tough down in
It
Martinsburg.
was tough down there. We had to make our own
in the
toys.
late 50s, early 60s.
Yeah, we had to make our own toys.
I get you. I know.
You know, one time I was probably 5 years old. I was pretending I was in the circus, and I was building something for the circus, and I took a brick and an old rag and fed it through the holes of the brick, and I was like, you know, spinning it around over top of my head.
Yeah.
And the rag broke, and the brick hit me in the head. Oh, my goodness.
I knew
I had
the story was
blood.
going
I had
to
blood
end.
coming down my face.
I knew the story was going to end that way. And
I had so many trips to the emergency room when I was a little boy.
Did you
It's not
really?
Funny. I ran into, well, I still do. Just look at the top of my head. You can't hardly see it.
I see it there.
Yeah, I've been working on pavers in the back patio, and then I forget where I'm at, and I headbutt the brick of the house.
Yeah.
It's immovable.
The
It's
head or
immovable.
the brick?
Oh, you know, I shouldn't say that because, no, the brick didn't shift. The frame of the house shifted a little bit.
When your head hit.
So I guess that's what caused it. But I had a window, the kitchen window. It's a wind-out window.
Yes.
It kind of stuck and it wouldn't open.
Right.
So I called Bill Blair.
Yes, there you go.
And Bill Blair spent a lot of time thinking about it, pondering my window, and he called the fine folks at Anderson, and they
Okay.
said, well, here's what happened, and here's what you need to do. And he brought a circular saw.
Ooh.
I think I talked about this when
You
we were
did.
in Lumber
You
Direct.
did. You did.
And he cut into the brick at the base of the window, which allowed the window to breathe.
Oh.
And it
'cause
works.
everybody's got to breathe.
It works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
You know, you can imagine what happens if you're out of air and you can't breathe. You know, you don't work.
I don't
You
want to
function.
imagine. No.
You don't
I
function.
don't want to imagine. But
Anyway.
Yeah.
So I didn't listen yesterday.
Okay.
Okay. I just feel like
Well, thanks
what's a
for
disclaimer? Did you talk about yesterday being National Hamburger Day?
Yes, we did.
Did you really?
Yes, we did.
How did I know that?
Well, because it's National Hamburger Day. And I did. I went out and bought a hamburger just because, a cheeseburger, but same thing, just because I wanted to celebrate that. That's kind of,
I had
I need an excuse to buy a cheeseburger.
Excuse
So I
me.
found one.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday.
Sunday.
I did cheeseburgers and hot dogs on the Blackstone.
Okay.
And we're still eating leftovers.
Oh.
Because I only know one quantity to do. It's
large.
Like, you know, if you're going to fire up the Blackstone, just fill it up.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
have leftovers.
Right.
So I did have a cheeseburger yesterday. You know, according to statistics, the average person consumes 3 cheeseburgers a week.
Huh.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
I don't
yeah.
know that I don't.
No,
I am
I
this
don't.
week. I've had a cheeseburger every day since Sunday. But if you had to pick, and this was a question that I borrowed from social media. If you had to pick one topping, what would be your
it was a
favorite
big one.
topping?
Yeah. Well, if you're asking me that question,
I am.
I know. If I had to choose one, it would probably be, and I'm going to sound, whatever the case may be. It would certainly be the ketchup. To go on. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Now, if you ask me for a hot dog, I
Right.
might go with mustard on the hot dog.
Right.
But you didn't ask that.
It's not National Hot Dog Day.
Well, no. It was, that reminds me, Vernon, by the way.
What?
Wienermobile.
Yeah. I've
Okay.
done nothing with it.
Okay. All right.
Well, I don't know if you noticed this or not, but our friends at Sunnyway are not there anymore.
Aren't they really?
No.
And they were the Wiener connection.
Someone posted something. I don't know if you saw this or not. They said that they were in the Sonny Weiss
Sonny
parking lot.
Wise. Sonny
watching-
Wise. Sonny Wise.
Sonny Weiss parking lot.
Yeah.
I pronounce it Weiss.
Yeah, it's Sonny Weiss or Sonny Wise.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. Watching fireworks. Where were the fireworks?
Somebody's house, evidently, because there was nothing
They said
sanctioned.
They
I
were
should
sitting in
say.
the Sonny Weiss
Yeah.
Wise parking lot. I
Huh.
never saw it referred to that before.
Well, that happens in
Small
life.
town.
It is.
We live in. Now, if I had to pick a topping, since you didn't ask me, I'll just go ahead and volunteer. This.
Please do.
I would pick bacon.
Really?
I love bacon.
Oh, I
I'm
get
like
that.
Elvis. Elvis used to eat a big old bowl of bacon.
Bacon. Yeah, we had
I love bacon.
An Elvis tribute artist on yesterday. As a
Did
matter
you
of fact.
really?
Yeah, you didn't listen, but
I didn't
yeah.
listen.
He's appearing at.
The Majestic.
No, he's appearing at Green Grove Gardens along with a tribute artist to Patsy Cline and a tribute artist to Johnny Cash, coming up on the 14th day of June.
Really? That would be interesting.
Yeah.
You going?
No, that's my daughter's wedding day.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Might require me to be there for that. Yeah.
Probably does.
It does.
You have your speech right yet?
No, I haven't done the.
You're going to do it off the top of your head?
No. I'll prepare.
Do you remember my speech when my daughter got married?
No, I don't.
You don't remember that?
It was eloquent.
Yeah, I started.
Beautiful.
Here's how I started it. I said it.
Dearly beloved.
I sat down at the computer multiple times
Mhm.
over the previous several months, up to the morning and early afternoon of the day of the wedding, and I kept typing and balling up paper and throwing it in the garbage can. I mean, I did this little exercise for probably 3 months. I'm
Yeah.
not kidding you.
I
This
believe you.
really caused me a lot of anxiety. And finally, I just sit there and I started thinking, this is what I'm doing wrong. This is what I'm doing wrong. I'm trying to write something with the words from my head, but for this, the words need to come from my heart.
Yeah.
And you turned to everyone at your table and said, I suggest we all get a drink right now because we're going to be here a while. And boy, we were. It's pretty bad when I remember what you said.
I apologize for not.
You said, "Boy, we're gonna be here a while."
I remember that wedding. It was hot.
99.
Yeah.
98 or 99. We have a picture of the sign at Green Grove Gardens.
Yes, it was.
And
it was hot.
Michael T., God bless his soul, performed the ceremony.
Yes, he did.
And he's passed away.
Yes, he has.
And
just like the dove in the.
Well, he had doves, and he had them covered.
Right.
Yeah, and we were afraid that
They
they
were
were
gonna
going to
fry.
be dead, which would have been a horrible omen for my daughter and my soon-to-be favorite son-in-law.
Yeah.
And thank goodness they were ragged, and but they were still
They
living.
were still living.
They were
Like,
still
get
living.
me out of here.
They couldn't fly.
They just sat there like.
They couldn't
Woo!
fly.
Woo!
Oh, it was so hot.
It was hot.
So
hot.
Hot. And but I saw that. Who's our local favorite, former local Elvis impersonator?
David King.
David King.
Yeah.
He's going to be at the theater in Mercersburg.
Oh,
coming
okay.
up.
Yeah, he's back in town. He's back in town.
Oh, he lives here again?
Yes.
I did not know that.
Man, Vern, for someone who follows social media, you'd think you'd be on top of that.
Well, there's a lot of things I'm not on top of. Greg. I mean, we both know that. But
Well, yeah,
I remember back in the day when I used to work out at Sports End.
Yeah.
And he did too.
Oh, okay.
And he had an entourage with him.
Really?
Yeah, he really did. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool.
I've never had an
I don't think the
entourage.
original Elvis worked out a lot. Maybe
I don't
did,
think-
but I don't think, especially in the later years.
I don't think he did. No, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
So anyway, yesterday was National Hamburger Day.
Yeah,
if we were talking about hot dogs,
yeah,
I go with mustard. You may not know this about me, even though I know a plethora of information about you.
Well, I like to think I know a
I
lot
don't like
about
ketchup.
You don't like ketchup? No, I do
The only
not know
time
that.
I eat ketchup is if it's on a Burger King, a Whopper. I don't know.
Even
it
if you
doesn't
go
make
to,
sense to me.
do you go to other places and get?
No.
Okay,
That's
just
the only
Whopper.
one. because if you order a Whopper, the stuff comes on it.
Right.
Although I request no onion plus cheese. I like cheese on my burgers, and
Well, you could have it your way there.
I do have it my
Well,
way.
you know, but every fast food restaurant hamburger comes with ketchup on it.
Big Mac.
Okay, that one you're
That's
right.
special sauce.
That's
Should
special
all
sauce.
be patty special sauce, lettuce, pickles on a sesame seed
two
rice.
sesame seed, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
No, you're right. You're right. No ketchup on that one.
Well, that
Very
just
good.
reminded me of something else. Okay, so I know. What day do you guys talk about movies?
We don't necessarily talk about movies on a certain day, just if it comes up in our top five
this
list.
is on social media. Someone posted their top 10 sports movies.
Oh, okay. We did that once before.
You did?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, well, I don't want to repeat
Well, no. You can repeat it. It's not ours.
Number 10, this is someone else's.
Yeah.
Number 10, Sandlot.
Yeah, it's on my list.
Number 9, We Are Marshall.
Oh, on my list, yeah.
Incredible movie.
Yeah.
Number 8, A League of Their Own.
Love that movie, yeah.
Number 7, Happy Gilmore.
Okay, I wouldn't be on my
That wouldn't have been on my.
It's not on my sports list. Yeah.
Movies.
No.
Number 6, one of the greatest sports movies of all time, Hoosiers.
That's my number one, man.
I would have had
That's
that
my number
moved
one.
up.
Yeah, number one.
Miracle on Ice checked in at number 5.
Yeah.
We saw that.
Yeah, we did.
On tape delay.
Wait,
we didn't know.
We didn't know at the time.
We didn't know it was tape delay. No, number 4 is Moneyball. You ever
Okay.
watch that?
I've seen parts of it.
Yeah, me too. I haven't watched the whole
yeah.
thing. Devin, my son Devin, thinks it's the greatest movie. 3 is Field of Dreams.
Okay, but see, I wouldn't have
put that on there either. Number 2 is Rocky. Wouldn't have put that on there.
Either. No.
And number 1, Remember the Titans.
Okay, that one, yes,
Yeah.
I can see that being up there. I went when I did, and I realized, okay, I'm going to say this, and then you're going to say, wait a minute. I went with the realistic movies, the real movies.
Well, I know.
But you could say Hoosiers was an adaptation of a real story,
right?
But it still was based on a true story.
Mm-hmm.
And the other ones, that I liked so much. Now, Sandlot certainly wasn't based on a real story, but it was a great movie. Because you're killing me, Smalls. And
so I came up with my 8 honorable mentions.
Oh, okay.
These are movies that I think
should have been on
your be on
they're on
some
your
list.
top 10.
This
yeah.
is Vernon's list. 8 of the 10. Number 1 is Rudy.
Oh, okay.
When you talk about a real movie about a real person.
Yep.
Jeff Smith, who's probably listening right now, actually met Rudy at a management / motivational seminar.
At a glass conference.
Yeah, and
he was behind the glass.
Jeff's a big
Notre Dame
fan, so that was pretty cool to him. The Blind Side.
Oh yeah,
that's a real movie.
Yeah.
42.
Oh, that was probably in my top 5. It was in my top 5.
That has to be there somewhere.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Bull Durham.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
I don't know if it's real.
I don't think it's real.
It's emblematic of the struggles of many minor league baseball players.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I saw Bulls, whatever the name of the stadium.
I saw Bull Stoner once. I had a really good view from the sideline.
Yes, you did. He was running over you. No, I saw the stadium where they played.
I did too.
Yeah, in Durham.
I did too,
Yeah,
in Durham, North Carolina.
They have a new one now, but the old one still stands.
Yes, I've seen that also. That's Durham.
Durham, yes. Yeah, home of Duke.
Connected in the business world, we connected Raleigh and Durham. And when I was in Greensboro, Winston-Salem, I went to Mount Pilot.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was
we
Andy
went to
there?
This little town. I forget the name of the little town. I was telling the guy I was riding with, who was from down there. I said, "This reminds me of my hometown of Greencastle." I say, "We, best small town in America, obviously. We refer to it as our Mayberry." He goes, "Well, Mayberry's right over there." He said, "See that little bulbous mountaintop?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "That's Pilot Mountain," and they renamed it Mount Pilot.
Mount Pilot.
I said, "I got to go there."
Yeah.
So when we got done working that day, I drove over, and they have downtown. They have a replica of downtown.
Do they really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you should go there.
I should, yes.
Okay. If you go back to the context of the day, I thought this was a really cool movie. The Longest Yard.
Yeah.
Burt Reynolds.
Yeah.
Okay. Pride of the Yankees.
Oh, yes.
That's a really good movie.
Yes, it is. A good movie.
True.
Good movie, yeah.
Now, so I strayed off the beaten path a little bit.
No,
but
Vernon, not
depending
you.
on what your thought processes of these things are, Seabiscuit.
Oh, okay. Now you're a big horse fan.
I think horse racing is
Yeah.
a sport. I
Yeah.
think jockeys are athletes. Not
Yeah.
a lot of people will debate that, but it doesn't
Yeah,
matter. We all
yeah.
have our beliefs.
That's right.
And my top honorable mention movie that most parallels my life is White Men Can't Jump.
That would be true too.
That would be true.
I thought there was a movie called Concussion, but
Concussion.
But
there is.
Is there?
Yes.
Okay, that's
Concussion,
right.
the movie.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's based in Pittsburgh.
So that could be one of your favorites.
That could be
too.
one of those. But
for those who don't know, Vernon suffered many a concussion
Quite a few,
back in the day when you know
there was no protocol.
No protocol.
No.
You maybe you came out if you knew where you were. If you said football, they put you back in.
Yeah.
If you didn't say football, they didn't put you back in.
You know, they asked me to be a contributor to that, but I couldn't remember anything. And I'm not making fun.
No.
My notes are upside down. Greg.
That's okay, Vernon. And I needed to apologize to you. I was paying attention to you, but I was doing some work. I have a doubleheader today.
Yes, you do.
And
Yes, you do.
I didn't really find out till yesterday that I'll be doing the Chambersburg and Cumberland Valley ball game at 1 o'clock, and then of course at 4 o'clock Greencastle does the resumption of the game they're in, and with Redland, and a little behind the 8 ball. However, best situation that could occur was the rain out with a suspension, and that was a good call.
They helped you out.
Yeah, they
helped
did.
you out.
So now instead of going to Millersville for the games, because they have a natural field, whereas Ship has the turf field. The turf field obviously better in these flooded conditions that we live in. And I still haven't seen the sun yet. I was hoping to see the sun come out a little bit. But
you know, I had a meeting at the elementary school at 3 o'clock on Wednesday, and it was the recap of G Olympics.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we could get ready for next year.
Yeah,
We talked
right.
about what went right, and there were a plethora of things that went right. Where can we get better? There were several, and I left. Well, it was just pouring down rain.
Yeah, yeah.
And the two ladies that were taking tickets, confirming tickets, were standing out there under a tree with, I think one of them had an umbrella. And it's like, why are they there? Because there's no way they're playing this game today.
Yeah.
How in the world did they start that?
Well, actually, the field when they started was not in bad conditions.
It had to be raining because
it was raining. It was raining from the beginning. I think if that rain would have started about an hour earlier, it wouldn't have happened. And I think to a certain degree, they felt the pressure of we got to get this done because we got another game yet.
I know.
Before Monday, and we have Monday's a drop dead for the states.
Yeah.
And so
I usually pay pretty close watch of the weather. And I didn't that day, and someone was talking about the rain. I said, is it raining? And Stan Flenner flipped his iPad around or his phone around and showed me the radar.
Yeah.
It was like,
it was covered.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
I saw the radar, and I thought, there is no way we're going to play this game.
Yeah.
And you know, it made it through 5 or 3.5, excuse me, and it was conditions were deplorable at that point in time. It was just the mud. It was just too much mud, and it was a good call to suspend the ball game.
I didn't even know. I didn't know till last night when I checked out Sports Page because I really didn't know what was going with the girls, and I was shocked that they started that game.
Yeah, they started.
So that's pretty cool.
So they'll pick up where they left off. Greencastle will come to bat in the bottom of the fourth inning.
They got 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. 4 bats, according to Ed Gottwald.
Well, and that is true. That's the thing that after the ball game, Mark DeCarli looked up at us in the press box, and he said, "Best thing that could have happened," because they had a bad first inning, and then they just didn't get back into the groove. And he says, now we got 4 bats.
4 bats.
Plenty of time to come back on this one. There is a sense of urgency that I feel that I'm sure they're going to feel, but at the same time, I've seen those bats at Greencastle, and they can score some runs. So
I agree with Mark DeCarli. It's probably change a location.
Yeah, everything. A break in the action. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Cool.
The I believe, Vernon, without me looking it up, I think Lampeter Strasburg won District 3 in the 5A.
Paul Myra, who was undefeated.
Yeah.
Undefeated.
Yeah.
And the pitcher that we faced in the first round of districts, Greencastle Antrim, His name is Devin Aponte.
Aponte.
And he's following my footsteps to Messiah College.
Is he
Messiah
really?
University now, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's a
I
good
hope.
pitcher.
And I don't want to go too far.
I hope his experience is better than
Well,
mine.
I was going to say, you say follow your footsteps. I hope he changes the path dramatically when he gets there.
While I was there, I kept trying to cover my footsteps.
And you kept getting
I
caught.
was always somewhere I shouldn't be.
Yeah, like not in class. I think that was the key to it.
So speaking of sports.
Speaking of
I had
sports.
something else I was going to say about the softball game, and I can't remember what it is now. But anyway, speaking of sports, of course, and this was against my better judgment and my best wishes, the Orioles fired their manager, Brandon Hyde.
Yes.
I really like Brandon Hyde.
I like Brandon Hyde.
He's one of my favorite baseball managers ever.
Yeah.
I like him a lot.
I have a lot of problem with that, and I understand, all the stuff, they needed a change in direction, and they won 3 in a row there for a while, but but the team, it wasn't. I don't know. The players didn't like the fact that he got fired.
They were in a funk.
Yeah,
they were in a funk before he got fired.
Yeah,
they were in a real funk because they took personal responsibility for that.
Yes, they did.
Had they played better, and
he wouldn't
they
have been fired.
They said that to a man, he'd still be here.
Yep.
And
it was I listened to the sports pundit, including our own Bird Brains,
Mm-hmm.
and he comes in. Someone needs to provide a spark. You're paying those guys almost our yearly salary in an inning. Why do you need to provide them a spark?
To provide their own spark.
Yeah.
They're professional athletes. And for whatever reason, I mean, last couple of years as an Oriole fan, I watched a lot of baseball. They had a lot of things go their way.
Yeah.
This year, they didn't. Plus, the pitching wasn't that great. And it just became a snowball.
It did.
And the owner said, we need to make a change.
Yeah.
And that's his prerogative.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It is.
So these things are, well documented and so forth. You don't hear this happening much in minor league baseball.
No.
Over the weekend,
the
Flying Boxcars, our friends at the Flying Boxcars, they replaced their manager.
Yes.
The only manager they ever had. Of course, they've only been here for a year. What was his name? Mark Mason.
Yeah.
He's no longer with the organization, and they brought in Shane Turner.
Mm-hmm.
He's the new manager.
He's the new manager.
You don't hear that, or else
we don't know. Yeah, we don't know that. Yeah. But I found that interesting as well.
Yeah.
Of course, the big news out of the boxcars is that Jason Kabler will be performing in left field on August 2nd. That Saturday night, or is it Friday night?
That's the official opening day of Old Home Week.
Well, it might be Friday night. I don't know, Friday or Saturday. He's excited about it, and I think left field is the exact place where Jason Kabler.
Left field. How'd they get him?
Our good friend Tom knows him.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he knows who he is.
Okay.
Got the information from me how to get in contact with him.
Yeah.
Of course, with that, I charge a 15% finder's fee. Jason has to pay me, but he doesn't know that yet.
Did I send a chill up your spine?
What?
I'm going to do my best Rhonda. Greg, it's cold in here. Because 15 minutes ago, Greg, it's hot in here. I'm sweating.
You know how to use the thermometer. You can turn it back up. 70 degrees in here right now. It's 57 degrees in Greencastle. Still cloudy skies out there. We're going to take the proverbial break at the bottom of the hour, Vernon, and we'll be back. It is.
Wow.
It is. Don't go away. More Vern McCauley coming up right after the news, sports, and weather right here, WRGG.
You're listening to The Morning Show on WRGG.
93.7 WRGG. With news and weather together. Coming up next.
Broadcasting around the world at WRGG.org and in southern Franklin County at 93.7. This is WRGG LP Greencastle.
NBC News Radio. I'm Michael Kastner. A federal judge will consider extending her order keeping the Trump administration from blocking Harvard University from enrolling foreign students. Today's hearing comes as the administration has launched a number of punitive measures against the oldest university in the U.S. for what it claims is an atmosphere of anti-Semitism. President Trump says he may consider pardoning 2 men convicted of plotting to kidnap Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer. Barry Croft Jr. and Adam Fox are both serving lengthy sentences at a federal supermax prison in Colorado. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention says the new COVID-19 strain responsible for a large surge in China has arrived in the U.S. More from Tammy Trujillo.
It's an Omicron variant known as NB181, and it's been detected through airport screening programs for international travelers. The first cases here showed up in late March and early April, producing symptoms similar to earlier COVID strains.
Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
If you want the highest quality, locally grown fruits and produce nature will allow, and so much more. Tracy's Orchard, 12483 Hollowell Church Road in Greencastle, 717-597-7565. Tracy's is a 4th-generation family-run orchard started in 1908 by the Ira Barr family. There's nothing better than their homemade goods, jams, jellies, pie fillings, ciders, and freshly baked pies made with their products. Tracy's Orchard, stop on by.
Tracy's Orchard, helping to sponsor the programming on WRGG.
This is a Radio PA news update. Christiana Care has won the bankruptcy auction for 5 of Crozer Health's outpatient sites in Delaware County. The $50 million bid beats out Mainline Health, giving Christiana Care control over facilities in Broomall, Glen Mills, Media, and Havertown. The deal includes leases, equipment, and furnishing, but not the buildings. A court must still approve the sale. Christiana Care plans a town hall soon for staff at the affected sites. Keith Gordon has been sentenced to life in prison for a brutal killing spree that left 3 people dead in Bucks County. In March 2024, Gordon murdered his stepmother, 13-year-old sister, and the mother of his 2 children while his young daughters watched. He also injured their grandmother. The judge, overwhelmed by the brutality, said he had no words. Gordon offered no explanation for the rampage before being taken into custody hours later in Trenton, New Jersey. The Heron Avenue Bridge in Pittsburgh's Lawrenceville neighborhood is closed until further notice. City officials say a recent inspection found the bridge structurally deficient. Barricades and signs went up Wednesday, and detours are in place via the Bloomfield Bridge. Construction on a full rehabilitation isn't expected until 2028, though officials are working to reopen the bridge sooner. Mayor Ed Gainey says safety comes first, even when tough decisions have to be made. And finally, FIFA has decided not to use South Philly's FDR Park for World Cup training in 2026. Instead, the organization chose to use Rhodes Field at the University of Pennsylvania. This move avoids reserving public fields for weeks at a time, which would end up being a relief to local parkgoers. The NovaCare complex will serve as a backup site in the meantime. While FDR Park won't get FIFA-funded upgrades, city officials say renovation plans, including much-needed turf fields, are still on track. Philly will host 8 Club World Cup games this coming summer ahead of the 2026 World Cup. I'm Juan Arango, and you're up to date with Radio PA.
Right here in hometown Greencastle, you'll find a great one-stop shop for the freshest cuts of meat and delicious home-style deli items. Branded Meats and Deli, 102 South Anshan Way, features certified Angus beef, and they will cut steaks to your liking. Branded offers daily smoked meat specials. Their subs are made to your request. Always fresh, homemade salads, including macaroni, potato, cream slaw, and others. Looking for something for yourself for lunch or everything for that evening meal? You'll find it at Branded Meats, South Anshan Way, Greencastle. Open Mondays 8 a.m. till 3 p.m., Tuesday through Friday 8 a.m. till 6 p.m., Saturdays 8 till 4. Branded Meats, supporting community radio, WRGG.
From high atop Broadcast House in downtown Greencastle, here's a look at WRGG's local news with Scott Douglas.
Morning. Do you like books? Well, I got something for you. Please stand by. First, breaking news from late yesterday afternoon. According to a post on the Clear Spring Volunteer Fire Company Facebook page, they announced the untimely passing of firefighter Austin Leatherman. Leatherman joined the fire company at the age of 13 as a junior firefighter. At age 16, he transitioned to a probationary firefighter. Before his untimely death, Austin Leatherman was working to obtain his Firefighter 1 and EMT certification. No other information regarding Austin's cause of death has been released at this time. Our condolences to family and friends of 16-year-old Austin Leatherman of Clear Spring, Maryland. The Franklin County coroner has released the name of the inmate from the Franklin County Jail who died a couple of weeks ago while being treated at Chambersburg Hospital. Was 28-year-old Morgan Carbaugh of Fayetteville. The cause and circumstances surrounding Morgan's death still under investigation. Pennsylvania State Police report over a dozen charges have been filed against 18-year-old Michael Jones Markwell for leading them on a chase through the borough of Mercersburg and Montgomery Township last weekend and destroying crops. While investigating a hit-and-run involving an SUV running into a man's pickup, police spotted that SUV, tried to pull it over, but it took off and, during the chase, ran through a number of freshly planted farm fields and eventually got stuck in one of them. Markwell was arrested and charged with felony agricultural vandalism, misdemeanor unauthorized use of a motor vehicle, and a total of 15 traffic violations. In other news, according to TriStateAlert.com, Franklin County Commissioners have approved the sale of the former adult probation building off Walker Road, Chambersburg, and there are other pieces of property owned by the county that could go up for sale in the near future. They've not been identified, however. This particular building is for sale now because adult probation was relocated to the new county courthouse and judicial building in downtown Chambersburg. New information coming in. The Franklin County Area Agency on Aging has received word that distribution of the vouchers for the 2025 Senior Farmers Market Nutrition Program will be delayed due to funding availability, and that fewer vouchers will be available for the counties to distribute this year. The agency says more information will be released when it becomes available. So if you like books in Franklin County, the annual Friends of Legal Services book sale starts today and runs tomorrow and Saturday at Laird Hall, Wilson College in Chambersburg. Proceeds from the sale of the books helps provide legal representation and advice to low-income people facing civil legal issues. The book sale is a major fundraiser for Friends of Legal Services. Scott Douglas on 93.7 WRGG.
Here's a look at local sports with John Freeman.
The wet weather continues to cause problems for the District 3 5A semifinal game for the Blue Devil softball team. Good morning, everyone. I'm John Freeman reporting for WRGG Sports, brought to you by the John Allison Public House, 155 South Antrim Way in Greencastle, involved in your local community. The Blue Devils will attempt to complete their District 3 5A semifinal game against Redland later this afternoon. After being postponed again yesterday due to rain, District 3 moved the game to Shippensburg University, where it will be resumed beginning around 4 o'clock this afternoon. Entering the bottom of the fourth inning, Redland has a 5-2 lead over the Blue Devils. The winner of that game will advance to the District 3 5A finals against Solanco. That game is tentatively scheduled for tomorrow at Millersville University. A final decision on the site and time of the District 3 Championship game should be made later today. The resumption of this afternoon's game between Greencastle and Redland will be broadcast live on 93.7 FM WRGG and streaming at midpennbroadcasting.com, beginning with the pregame show sometime around 3:45. Also in action today, the Chambersburg Lady Trojans will be playing at Shippensburg University beginning at 1 p.m. The number 5-seeded Chambersburg team will take on number 2-seed Cumberland Valley for the District 3 6A softball championship. Chambersburg arrived in the title game with a 7-2 victory Tuesday afternoon over Central Dauphin. This will be the third time that Chambersburg and Cumberland Valley has met this season. They split a pair of regular season games with each team winning on the road. The game will be streamed live at midpennbroadcasting.com with Greg Hoover bringing you all the action beginning with the pregame show around 12:40. That's a look at sports for a Thursday. Have a great day, everyone. I'm John Freeman reporting for WRGG Sports, brought to you by the John Allison Public House, 155 South Antrim Way in Greencastle, involved in your local community.
WRGG weather.
Now the weather forecast for WRGG. For today, becoming partly cloudy with a chance of scattered afternoon showers and isolated thunderstorms, high around 78. Tonight, increasing cloudiness with a chance of isolated evening showers and thunderstorms, low around 61. Friday, mostly cloudy with a chance of rain and scattered thunderstorms, high around 74. And Friday night, mostly cloudy skies with showers and scattered thunderstorms, low around 58. The weekend outlook. Saturday, mostly cloudy with showers ending in the afternoon, high around 72, low around 48. And Sunday, mostly sunny skies, high around 72. For WRGG, I'm Nowcast meteorologist Jim Vaughn.
Currently, it is 57 degrees, cloudy skies in downtown Greencastle. Humidity at 96%. Record high today, 96 itself. Back in 1899, 31 degrees in 1936, the record low. 54 to 78, that's the average temperatures for today. 5:46 in the a.m., that's when the sun came up. It'll set 8:31 in the p.m. 14 hours, 45 minutes of daylight. Again, 57 degrees at 93.7 WRGG. Vernon McCauley with me here. As
I'm chuckling.
He is chuckling. What are you chuckling
You're
about?
going to get a glimpse of the inner workings of my mind.
Oh, great.
You might want to hit that delay button.
Yeah. I only wish we had a delay
While we were
button.
on break, I mentioned Antrim Spring Farm, which is just on the other side of the gully on Williamsburg
I call
Pike,
it the gully. Maybe it's not
according
a
to Greg.
national known.
I'm going to have to drive out there today, and I have an idea now where it's at.
Yeah.
They've been quite a presence on social media. A beautiful place.
Yes,
I
it
think
is.
It's
Yeah.
1774. The stone.
The barn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
When I say the gully, if you go out Williamsport Pike from Greencastle,
Right.
you go past Hikes Road.
Right.
Hikes Road and Williamsport, that's a dangerous intersection because
Oh,
there
boy.
is a
Sure.
gully
Yep.
that goes down, and you don't know if the cars are coming up. As you go down that gully and start up, that's where you'll find that the Antrim Farms right there.
That right there.
To
that
the
was
right.
That was an inspiration for a song. I bet you by golly well.
But by golly, well, yeah.
By golly wow. So they approached Garen Gimby, our esteemed president of the Old Home Week 2025, and said they wanted to be involved.
Mhm.
So they're going to host a movie night.
Oh, okay.
I think don't quote me on this, but I think it's Monday. They're going to open their doors and they're going to have an outdoor movie night,
Mhm.
which is pretty cool.
Okay.
So
There's a lot going on that Monday.
It's always,
but there's always a lot going on.
There's always a lot going on.
Gotta
but
make
it's
decisions.
It's always nice when
There's
new
choices.
folks reach out and
Sure.
want to be involved. And
Yep.
it's that's how we're going to grow Old Home Week.
Oh, I know. You got to keep it
It's
going.
It's new folks and young folks.
Yes, yes. Because some of us aren't young folks anymore, Vernon.
No, we're not, Greg. Oh, I know what they're doing. They also, the big thing right now, you can book a time to go out and have your senior pictures taken out there.
Now, when you say senior, do you mean you and
senior
I?
high school pictures,
Oh, okay.
graduation pictures. How
I thought
about
you meant
that?
like senior
no, not
citizen.
You and I.
Yes.
I mean,
That's a nice picture of Vern by the barn out there.
Yeah, look at him.
That's
Boy,
a
he looks-
senior picture.
Yeah.
There's a new trend. I can see it starting now. Senior pictures.
Senior picture. Well, I talked last week about someone that's having a prom for adults.
Yeah,
up in
that's true.
Chambersburg
Yeah.
at the Barrel House.
Yeah.
But we talked about baseball a little earlier, and one of the highlights. I don't ponder these things. One of the things that I think is really cool, because I got to experience this with my son. Don't tell his sister, but we went to the final opening day at Memorial Stadium.
I remember that. Yes.
And we went to the first opening day of Camden Yards.
Right.
So I looked this up. But something came across my social media feed yesterday. The final opening day at Memorial Stadium was April 8th, 1991.
Wow.
Okay. And the first opening day at Camden Yards was April 6th, 1992.
Okay.
That's
Well, that makes it's been that long.
33 years ago. Yeah.
Wow. That
That
Camden
is a
Yards
long time.
Yeah.
I probably told this story before, but hey, I'm going to tell it again.
Not everyone listens.
Ran into
to
my
you.
friends Keith Rao.
Yes.
And God love him, rest his soul.
Mhm.
And Kirk Rao.
Yeah.
And they did not have tickets.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
They did not have tickets, and they offered, I think it was $550 a ticket.
Yeah.
I think is what it was, which would have been $1,100.
It would have been.
And I looked down at Devin. and
How old
said,
was Devin?
Well, 1992. 1992. He was born in 91. No, that can't
No, not 91. He couldn't. He wasn't born in 81. He was born in 81. Yeah,
he was 11 years old. I said, "Give me a minute." So Devin and I took a couple steps away. I said, "Devin, that's a lot of money. That's $1,100." I said,
to 11-year-old,
we could sell the tickets. We could sell the tickets. I'll take you to Hooters to watch the baseball game, which would be much more fun for Dad than being in the ballpark.
Yeah,
we can go home through Westminster, because at the time Westminster in the same shopping center had a Toys R Us and a Kids R Us.
Yeah,
I said, you can pick out any toy you want,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll go to the Kids R Us, which was a clothing store, and we'll get some nice things for your sister.
All right.
Okay. And then we'll have money left over.
Yeah.
He looked up at me. He goes, "Dad, I can't believe you're asking me that." I just looked at the guys. I said, "No,
I can't do it. Can't do
so
it."
I did get them a program.
Oh, okay.
There was limits on the number of programs you could get, and I picked up a program and an extra. They had gifts for commemorative of Boat
Right.
Day.
Yeah.
And they probably turned around and sold it
on eBay for
on
big
eBay.
bucks. Yeah.
But anyway, so this came up on social media yesterday, and I think this is pretty interesting. And I talk about this all the time. I can't remember what I did this morning,
right?
But I can remember things from 1966.
Ooh.
This is the Memorial Stadium concession guide and ticket pricing from 50 years ago. 50 years ago. You can get a hot dog for 40 cents.
Wow.
Coca-Cola for 15.
Wow.
Giant Coke for 25. 7-Up for 15.
You still get them for 25, but now they're dollars.
Now they're dollars. Coffee, 2 sizes, 15 cents or 25 cents. It's hard to believe things were this inexpensive in 1966, but it says they are.
But yeah.
Now we get to the adult beverages, and I don't remember this one, but American beer.
I don't remember that one either.
Beer?
No.
I don't remember American beer. 40 cents. Hey, Mabel, how about a black label?
Yeah.
40 cents.
Wow.
Okay, now this is Vernon's mind.
Yeah.
National Beer. 40 cents. Not only do I remember National Beer, which has made a resurgence,
right?
I remember the song on the commercial.
Oh.
National beer, you'll like the taste of national beer. From the land of pleasant living, we bring you national beer.
That's right. I remember the pleasant living part. Yeah.
Okay, and the last one, last but not least, for 40 cents also, Schaefer is the one
beer to have when you're having more than one. I was going to say only one, more than one.
Now, back to National, what was really catchy about that commercial on TV?
Yeah.
They had the singing clams.
Yes, they did.
Eastern
They
Shore.
did. From the, all right.
Okay.
And amazingly, National Bohemian's still around, but the rest of them have disappeared.
They do. They do. And, I always thought that Schindler only had a list.
Yeah.
But Schindler also sold peanuts.
Oh,
Schindler's peanuts. 15 cents
Well, you
a
had
bag.
to make some money.
You could get the John size bag for 25 cents. Meadow Gold ice cream. I don't remember that one. You get an ice cream bar for 15. You could rent a seat back cushion for 25 cents a game. Pack of cigarettes.
Yeah.
Which they don't even advertise those anymore.
No.
Obviously.
Yeah.
35 cents a pack.
Wow.
I don't think they're that anymore.
I think they're 35 cents a cigarette now.
Yeah.
Not that I know, but I know they're expensive. Yeah.
You could get an El Producto cigar for 15 cents.
Hmm.
A Muriel cigar for 10.
Yeah.
They must have been cheap. Scorebook for 20. And you could get a pencil for 10 cents.
Wow.
Yeah.
Score books and everything.
You ever keep score of a baseball game?
Oh, well, I do all the time.
I used to. Well, yeah, I know. I know. But as a
I'll
little
do today. I'll
young
do
boy,
2 games today. So.
Yeah. I actually bought a scorebook one time, and I used to keep score of the Washington Senator games.
Oh, okay.
Because I listened on the radio.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Well, they used to give you programs with a little bit of a scoring sheet on the back.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah.
They did. You could get a crab cake sandwich for 40 cents. You get subs for 50 cents. Eichhorn's French fries, 25 cents. And you could get knishes. You know what a knish is? I don't.
No.
35 cents a knish.
I think I had that in my back once.
Yeah,
so
I had
got
a
knish in my back.
I went to Dr. Bosco. and then ticket prices, you could sit out in the bleachers for 75 cents.
Wow.
Which is where we sat
Yeah.
for the final
Final game.
Opening game.
Opening game. You didn't pay 75 cents, though. That's for sure.
75 cents. And I think bleacher seats are pretty cool seats.
Yeah.
75 cents. General admission was $1.20. Upper deck reserve $1.45. All the way down, you could get box seat tickets before the day of StubHub for $2.90 for a box seat.
Wow.
So I thought that was pretty. That was pretty cool.
And of course, that's when the athletes were making $15 a game too.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Did you ever go to a baseball game at the old Memorial Stadium?
Yes, I have a couple times. Yeah.
I went to see Penn State play Maryland at that stadium.
In football, yeah.
And I had just purchased my dark red color Volvo.
Yeah.
And drove down with some friends. We went down. We spent the night, and the old Eastern High School used to be across the street.
Mm-hmm. Parking lot, yeah.
Well, the parking lot was closed because they were demolishing the high school.
Oh, okay.
Okay. There's nowhere to park.
No.
Now, Penn State travels well.
Yes.
Even back then, they traveled
They travel well, yeah.
And so we go up the street, and there's a guy up there holding a sign, parking, with an arrow. Okay?
Sounds like another story we were on.
followed the 1,000 cars.
Yeah.
And we go back, and you get back, and there's another guy waving you this way.
Yeah.
So we turn. And there's another guy waving you this way, so we turn. So by that time, and I knew that area relatively well.
Yeah.
Okay, two things. I'd never been in that part of the area, and I knew this was not good.
It was not good.
Okay.
Not
So we
good.
finally get back to where we're going to park, and it's all Penn State fans.
Yeah.
Okay. And everyone did the same thing. They pop the trunk,
Mm-hmm.
and they tailgate.
Right.
Okay. And I know, running through my mind, I was never going to see that car again. Either it was going to be gone when the game was over,
Yeah.
or it was going to more than likely be up on blocks,
Right.
and we'd have no tires.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then how we're going to get home. So I knew that was going to happen. So lo and behold, we're throwing football. People throwing football. They're cooking. They get the grills out.
Yeah.
They're cooking. We're having a great old time. Police car comes up the alley, and this was an alley. Make no mistake about it. We were back a back alley in a part of Baltimore that you don't want to be in.
Yeah.
And the police officer came up on the sidewalk. He didn't even want to get out of his car. And he puts the window down, and he says to me and my friend, "What do you think you're doing?" We're getting ready for the game, throwing football. He goes, "Do you have any idea where you are?" And he said no.
No.
And he says, "I suggest you and all your friends," and he went up on the sidewalk and told everyone, "You need to pack your stuff up and you need to go over to the game because I don't want this on my conscience." That's what he said to us. So we did. That was all I needed to hear.
Well, did you move the car?
We had nowhere to go.
Oh, okay.
We had nowhere to go. I mean, everyone else. And I was thinking 3 hours for a football game, it's going to take them a long time
to clear
go
every car.
to every car.
Yeah,
okay?
so you have a chance.
I don't know that they're that organized. I don't know what it takes to put a car up on blocks.
Me neither.
But I think it's going to take a while.
Yeah, you
And-
would
and
think.
There were a couple hundred cars back there.
How much did you pay? You had to pay, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Cash.
yeah, yeah,
They didn't have a. They didn't. You couldn't swipe.
No.
No. The only thing that was going to get swiped was the car.
Yeah, your tires
or
were
the hubcaps or whatever. But anyway, everything was fine.
Yeah.
When we got back, everything was fine. We jumped in the car and took off, and went to a restaurant that night. And of course, what do you get when you go to Baltimore? You get crab cakes.
Crab cakes, yeah.
Well, apparently the tartar sauce was bad because I was up all night
long.
It was
Yeah.
awful. It was awful.
There's nothing worse than bad tartar sauce.
Well, in a
was,
hotel.
Yeah.
In a hotel.
In a
I mean,
hotel.
who wants to get sick in a hotel?
Really?
Yeah, well, I did.
Because you want to get sick anywhere.
I don't want to
else.
get sick, period. But you don't want to get sick in a hotel.
No.
And it was just terrible.
Oh.
But yeah, I went to see the Colts play.
Yeah.
When they were
Well,
in
and of course
town.
they played at Memorial Stadium.
Yeah, they
at the
played
time.
Memorial
Yeah.
Stadium.
Everybody
I was trying
played
to
there.
think of games that I went to. Of course, Klein boys went to a lot of Oriole games.
Yeah, they
at
did.
Memorial Stadium.
Yeah, they did.
And
I think
saw,
they took their own hot dogs along. I didn't think that was right.
They did take their own hot dogs.
Yeah. Well, that was the revelation we didn't know yesterday when I had this concert coming to Green Grove Gardens is called Klein, Cash, and the King. Okay, so Patsy Cline, but Gary Klein is doing the Klein part, the Patsy Klein part. We didn't know that at the time. Before I bought tickets. No, I didn't buy tickets. Gary Klein as Patsy Klein. Oh, my. Gary Klein's somewhere. He's 3 time zones over. He must be in Vegas.
Really?
Yeah. Must be in Vegas.
Wow.
Because I sent him a message about 9 o'clock, and I didn't hear from him for a while. And it was about yesterday. We're going back and forth about the games and things, trying to get it organized for this afternoon.
Sure,
but I think we'll be okay. So, yeah, he must be in Vegas. And I'm doing air quotes for those who can't see, which is probably everybody. He's working. Working.
Yeah, working. Quote,
working.
unquote,
Working.
Yeah.
Working, he is. So,
Yeah.
real quickly, birthdays for today. Kathy Chirac has a birthday today. Amanda Woodring celebrating. Mary Jane Dixon with a birthday today. So is Loretta Davis. And Jason Kabler is celebrating a birthday today. Jason, the 51 years of age
Jason
today.
Kabler, JK.
JK. He'll be appearing multiple places. He has a busy week of Old Home Week. You know what? It's the last Saturday of Old Home Week that he's there, because I know that now, because I think it's Thursday on the Square, and Friday at John Allison Public House, and then Saturday he's performing for the Boxcar. So
Gotcha.
So a busy week for J and the K.
What's the guy's name we know? Tom Boardman?
Yes.
Yeah. His DJ name, his stage name at the Boxcars is Johnny Castle.
Johnny Castle. Johnny Castle.
So I saw that, and it didn't dawn on me. Said that looks like Boardman.
It is.
The wacky world of radio.
Oh, yeah. You always have to have that stage name there somewhere along the line. So Vernon, what's your rest of your day look like?
Oh, man, I have a list.
Do you?
I have a list.
Okay.
I'm going to be... you want to know what it is?
Well, sure. The people clamoring for that, they're saying, like, what's Vern doing today?
Have to text Dr. Bosco because I missed my chiropractor appointment yesterday, so I have to reschedule for today. I wasn't going to reschedule for today, but they texted me at the end of the day yesterday and said, can we reschedule? My back started hurting. It's a scam. I'm telling you, it's a scam. I'm going to be going to Graphics Universal, appearing at the Coffee Roasters. I'm going to spray some WD-40 on my dishwasher door.
Yeah.
I'm going to text Michael. Oh, yeah, text my friend Michael. Send out football sponsorship forms. And I'm going to Google logos for the Military Appreciation T-shirt for the Blue Devil Military Appreciation football game, because sales were off a little last year, and some folks said perhaps it's because you use the same logo on the shirt every year. You just change the color of the shirt.
Yeah.
And perhaps they're correct.
Perhaps they are.
Perhaps
Who
they're
knows?
correct. So we're going to be trying to come up with a new logo. And I work with my friends Clayton Black and Tamara Black on that. They own Keystone Ford, and they spend time in Florida now. I always offer
to come there.
Yeah, instead of talking about these things on the phone or Zooming or anything, just let me come down there and say, no, this works for us. This works for us.
In other words,
they let Paul Wolf come down and visit, but they don't let Vernon McCauley come down and visit.
There's something to be said
I
about
like
that.
Paul Wolf a lot, but he goes down and visits.
Something to be said about that. I don't know what it is.
There's a moral to that story, but we don't know what it is.
Busy day for you.
It is.
Busy day for me. I'll be appearing at Shippensburg University.
You know what? This is day number 6 for the last 6 days in a row. And you know my extent of mechanical knowledge we share in that area.
Yeah, oh, yes.
I've been installing new landscape lights around the pool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Day 6. There's only 6 lights, one at a time. Is that what it is?
No,
and the back hurts.
You can't tell if you did a good job or not till it gets dark.
Till it gets dark. I get that.
Yeah.
I get that.
And you have to reposition, readjust.
Buy
more lights.
You would be surprised. I put up some string lights around our back patio.
I love string lights.
I do too. And Rhonda came home and she said, and this is a shocker. You did a great job.
You did a great job.
Yeah. I for something outdoorsy like it's
Lisa bought me new outdoor landscape lights for Christmas, and
That's the gift that keeps on giving.
I opened it up. It is.
Yeah,
I opened it up
keeps
and
on lighting.
went through it, took them out, blah, blah, blah. And it just looked overwhelming.
Yes.
So I put it
know.
out in the garage on a shelf and didn't pay
I
any
hate those
attention to
overwhelming
it.
things,
And-
yeah.
And so I finally, I finished mulching.
Yeah.
My grandson Carter and I spread 12 yards of mulch. And then I finished putting new sand in the patio.
Uh-huh.
And I ran out of jobs, so I had to do the landscape lights.
You finally got stuck with
So
that,
we
huh?
started on Saturday. I got them out Friday evening, kind of organized them, started Saturday, and today's day 6.
Yeah.
And there will be some replacements and adjusting today.
Tomorrow's
my deadline.
Yeah.
A week. I mean, if you can't get this done in a week,
There's no sense
just
doing
shoot-
it. So
yeah, don't
I think this is the one.
If you missed the morning show the other
hold on.
day, well, let's be honest, you really didn't miss much.
I'm Greg. He's Bill. Thanks
No,
for
that's
tuning in
not it.
today on a Tuesday. That's not
well,
it.
you could have changed my name and same thing.
Oh, I know. I don't know where it's at.
If you missed this, you didn't miss much.
It was the one where I have you pretending to call in. It's not you. I don't know if you heard that or not.
No.
But you're talking about mulching, and that's what you were doing the one day you didn't call in.
12 yards.
Yeah, 12 yards.
12 yards.
That's almost a. No, it's not.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know
but
what it is.
It's a first down.
Yeah, it is. That's a first down.
It's
so
a first down.
Well, that's going to do it for us. We have to hit the road. Got a busy day ahead of us, so we got to get in and get out, huh?
Carball.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The man, the myth, and,
And the legend. I'd like to thank Bill Gore for helping out today, for being here as part of the program. As always, of course, my good friend Vernon McCauley is always on Thursday. Mike, Chris Palladino, Jackie at the mic. Of course, our news team, Scott Douglas, John Freeman, Jim Vaughn, Michael Kastner, Juan Hernando. Don't forget today, 4 o'clock, Greencastle girls resume their game. We'll have that for you right here at 93.7 WRGG live and direct. Hopefully you can join us for that contest. That's going to do it. We'll be back tomorrow with, let's see, tomorrow it is Christy Turn, the head women's basketball coach at Shippensburg University in the 8 o'clock hour. Jason Cabler in the 7 o'clock hour, and the Mayor's Report after the news at 7:30.
Hey, Greg Laney just made it funny. He said, what time do you get here?
The Morning Show on WRGG.
Have a great day. Be safe.
The opinions expressed on this program or any program broadcast on this station are not necessarily the opinion of the management of WRGG. We respect the right of free speech and the diverse